Just saying, just not. All right. Now, I'm not trying to be a prude or anything. I'm just saying, why? Why? I mean, people that use profanity will buy the stuff whether it's got profanity on the back of the box or not. But people that don't use profanity may not buy it. So why limit your sales by writing profanity on the back of the box? All right. Yeah. And if you want to know, it's the profanity word for Sam Houston Institute of Technology. There you go. That's what it is. That's what, if they had like the Sam Houston Institute of Technology put it on the football helmets, that's what it would say. All right. So people said you needed a grill grate, so they got this little grill grate. Now I'm going to say, I'd only use this grill grate. I wouldn't use this as a permanent grill grate, but if you wanted to cook something, you've got something you can cook on. If I cooked on it every day, it wouldn't last too long, but if you only camping a few times a year, or you're only wilderness camping a few times a year, or you only have this when you need it, that's fine. You can buy other grates that would fit on top. I'm gonna show you how that works. Now this is the coal holder ash catcher. It goes in the bottom of the thing, and it's got some longer pieces right here. I'll show you that up close in a little bit, but longer ends on one side and shorter ends on the other, because I'm gonna show you how it goes in when we assemble it. This, I've already opened it and put it together, by the way. This is one side. It ain't all that big, guys, but I tell you what, it's a sturdy piece of metal, and it's black. So I think the other one might have been green or something, but that means if you get this all tarnished with fire ash and stuff, it still is going to look black. It says LifeDoo on it. Is that the right way around for your camera? If not, we'll do it this way. LifeDoo. All right. You can check them out at LifeDoo Stove. Here's the two side panels, and here's the other side panel. Now, these four pieces right here is really all you need for a fire pit. That's it. And I mean, I'm an old fat man and I can lift this really easy. That's all you need for a fire pit. The cooking grate and the pot holders and the ash pan, that's all extra. As they say in Louisiana, lagniappe, a little bit extra. It's nice to have, but if you just really had to have a fire and you didn't care about the ground dropping ashes and you didn't care about cooking, this is all you would really need. So what you do, you take this little pan, if you want a fire pan, and it's got the tab A and the slot B stuff. The world kind of works that way, doesn't it? All right. Yep, everything kind of works that way. Insert tab A in the slot B. Now, you'll see that they're in two locations on here. I don't know if you can see the light through there. I'll step away. All right, you got these and you got these. That way, you can make the side, all right, they could be like at a tall and narrow angle for your fire, or they can be at a wide and shallow angle for your fire. All right, it's your preference. You've got the choice. So I would say, like, if you're cooking with charcoal or something and you want to cook with it and make a charcoal fire in there and cook it, make a wide and shallow one, all right? If you want like a fire that's deep with some smaller, bigger pieces of wood and stuff, and bigger sticks, make a taller, shallow one. I mean, a taller, narrow one, and not a wider, shallow one. If I was cooking with charcoal, I'd probably do it wider or shallow. So let me show you how it sets up. Tab A, right like that. All right, this is how I do it anyway. Put that one in there, and I put this one in here. By the way, I'm going with the taller, narrow configuration on this one right now. Well, I didn't do that very well, did I? You really can't. This was easier when I practiced. Tell you what, I'm gonna start over. That one sides in. Lean it like that right there. Put this side in. Just like this right here. Lock it down. Set this thing on half. Like this right here. I'm sure with a little practice I can start assembling this real simple. All right. Lock it down. Guys, there's your fire pit. Right like that. It's in there. Look at that. And you could build you a small fire in there. Now, I wouldn't make this your permanent backyard fire pit. But if you're only using it a few times a year to go camping, that's great. If you're using it a few times a year because you have a party in your backyard, maybe you already got a permanent fire pit, a chimenea, some kind of burn kettle or something that people sit around, but you wanted another place where the teenagers that might be at your party can hang out, or the women folk and the men folk can hang out at another one. You wanted just a spare fire pit. You might not even camp, and you wanted a spare place so that you could have a second fire for your Christmas party or whatever you're doing in your backyard. That's not bad. And once it's together, it's together, you know? I mean, that's, and this metal is plenty thick enough to have a fire, but not so too thick to make it heavy. All right, now, remember I told you that one of these sides is a little bit longer than the other? See if I can tilt this like this. You wanna put the longer side in like that, fold it down, and then, well, maybe I didn't get it in there right. Huh. When I did this earlier, it was at a wider configuration. Oh, I see what I gotta do. I gotta put it, there's two sets of holes. My bad, y'all. And I practiced that earlier too. There's two sets of holes. So if it's in the taller configuration, you go with the holes on top. Now it's gonna go in there. So what I do is I go right here like that, and then it drops in there like that, and then we slide it. And now that thing there will help hold the ashes and the smaller coals from dropping out too soon. Okay, and like I said, it'll sit right in this little pan right here. I could use that as a baking sheet. Boy, that's nice. Put some cookies on there. Woo! I bet I could roast something on it like that too if I had some place to drop the ashes. Anyway, that goes there. This goes here. You're gonna protect your ground for leave no trace, stuff like that. Now, it's got these three things, and these are metal. And they're pretty sturdy, but if they're like that, they're gonna be sturdy. It's got all these slots along here. So I could put these things like this and set my grill grate on top. It's also got grill grate for the handles, like they sit across here too. And that grill grate is gonna be sturdy there, all right? But, let's say I didn't wanna use a grill grate. What if I wanted to use a skillet? Well, if I got a big skillet, I can spread them out wide like that and put the skillet across there. A griddle, you can put a griddle across there like that. What if it's just a small little pot or pan or something? I put them right there, and you see I can just use the, well, dead nabbit, you're not supposed to pick it up and let it slide over. That's not what it's designed to do. That's operator error, not my fault. Let me pick these up for you real quick. I should edit this out, but you're watching Big Lou Barbecue and you know how I roll. Look guys, put it right there, put it right there, put it right there. You can put your skillet on top. I'll hold it like that now. You see, you can put your skillet on top, right, of that and use it as a stove to cook whatever you wanted to cook on it. So the difference between this UROD and the Prima, it's coming with the ground protector, the grill grate, and like I said, I don't expect this grill grate to last forever. You can use it a few times. I'd keep it real clean. It'll fit in your dishwasher, you know. But this grill grate will definitely wear out long before the fire pit actually will, but that's okay. Any grill grate that you could find could fit right on top of there, fit on top of the sides, or fit on top of these little things that they have in the rack. All right, now, I know I'm talking a lot. They asked me to be fair and be critical, and I really don't have anything other critical to say except the profanity on the back of the box is just not necessary. I'm not trying to be a prude or anything, but I got a family channel, and you know, why make some mama blush when their 8-year-old son reads the back of the box or something? You know, why do that? Just there's no reason to put the profanity on the back of the box. I don't get that. The other thing I would criticize, and I realize they're keeping costs down. This is not an expensive item. I think it was like 80 bucks or something like that. Don't quote me. I'm going to give the link down below to LifeDoostove.com, and you'll see it on your screen right there. But this is not made to be, that stove will outlast this. Maybe they'll sell replacement grates on their website, and that'll be awesome if they sell replacement grates and they're not too much and you can get them shipped to you. You can use one, camping all season long, and if it's worn out, chunk it and order you a new one for the next season. I expect these to last quite a while. You take care of them and clean them and don't let them rust. And you'll be able to put any grate, any pot, any stove, anything like that on top of here. All right, so they asked me to do a couple things. One thing they asked me to do was show how compact it is. I think I've done that, but they said show how compact it is by showing it going into a car, so if you go camping. Then they asked me to take it to a rural area, a wilderness area, like a campground somewhere, and start a fire in it. And they asked me to cook in it. I'm not going to a campground. I live in the country. Guys, this is my backyard. And yeah, I need to mow a good bit of it because it's rained for several weeks. And but that's my pond back there. They thought maybe like a lake setting or a river setting or something might look nice. I got my own pond. I live on 4 acres here in the country. I live out in the boonies, and I don't see any reason for me to go to a campground. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this up and I'm gonna walk out there to my pond. And I'm gonna start a fire out there in this, and I'm gonna cook some breakfast, some steak and some eggs. So let's see how this thing burns, all right? Thanks for watching Big Lou Barbecue. Don't go anywhere, we're going to use it. And if I was just doing a fire and not cooking, it wouldn't matter if I piled it up a little higher, you know? But I'm gonna have the grill grate because I'm cooking a steak right over here. Here's a little, about a 1/2 inch thick sirloin steak going on now, and you can hear the sizzle. Let me get it where I want it like that, so I could turn it back. Well, maybe I let it go a little too long to get grilled. Now look, I appreciate you watching my review of this LifeDoo UROD. You could watch a lot of other YouTube channels that have it too. They did what they call YouTube Blitz, where they send it out to a lot of YouTubers. I'm glad to be one among them, and I appreciate it. So, and I appreciate you watching my review of this. I'm trying to be as accurate as I can. As I put some Cajun Creole seasoning on my eggs, got the steak off, I've got some French bread toast going, about ready to flip that over. And of course these eggs will be sunny. Wide configuration. If I was cooking with a small amount of charcoal, that's what I would do. That went ahead and came off of the other one when I was just putting it in there. So 3 welds have broken on it. It's only attached